This is super special because it is our 1 year anniversary.
Congrats.
Thank you. Welcome to Mindset Mastery with Julissa Edwards, the podcast dedicated to helping high performers unlock their true potential and cultivate a powerful mindset for success. I'm your host, Julissa Edwards, a mindset coach and advocate for healthy high performance. Join me on this transformative journey as we delve into strategies, insights, and inspiring conversations with experts and thriving high performers. Get ready to master your mindset, elevate your performance, and create a life of purpose and fulfillment. Let's dive in. Hello, hello. So, welcome back to another episode of Mindset Mastery with Julissa Edwards. I am super excited today because, as you can see, or if you're not watching us, I have here my husband, Delroy Edwards. Hold up, I'm not gonna even gonna get a chance to speak. Let me finish the intro. And this is super special because it is our 1 year anniversary.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Congrats.
We have been pretty consistent, me and my team, of launching episodes. I think, yeah, we had our 50th episode 2 episodes prior to this. So this should be our 52nd episode, right in time for the 1 year anniversary. Like that's consistency.
Yeah, it is.
And
It
it's
is.
been so good. It's been such a good outlet. It's long form content. I feel like Instagram, TikTok, like everything is just so quick. Dopamine levels got to be hit every 2 seconds for you to stay on. And this is just like, if you really vibes with me, you'll join me on the podcast.
Or listening. Listening.
So, anywho, as a special treat, I have hubby here, and I feel like it'll be great because last week on my stories, which is where I engage most with my community. So if you're not already following me on either at Julissa.Edwards_counseling or at the healthy.high performer, those links are in the show notes. On my stories, I asked everybody, like, what do y'all want to see more of? And y'all said more of like me talking, like, we love the guests, but more talking, insight, mindset work. And I was like, listen, if y'all want to listen in on really what goes on in my life, my husband is a perfect person to speak to. So, babe, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I mean, what else can I say? My name is Delroy Edwards. If you've been watching my wife do her thing, I've been in the background of a lot of her work.
A lot.
But yeah, I'm here. That's really my intro. If you want to know more about me, I'm sure she'll ask some questions.
Well, we're gonna talk. We're gonna ask questions. We're gonna talk. I think a lot of people um admire our go-getterness, how our life continues to change and up level. A lot of my followers have been watching since 2020. So they saw when we were dating to being engaged to getting married to having our first child to having two kiddos to signing on our first home, and now we're signing on our second home, which is new construction. Like it's been a beautiful, I mean, we've been married for 5 years, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Married for 5, almost dating for 10. This year will be 10.
Next year will be 10.
The 2025.
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's been almost a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Where should we start?
Yeah, I don't know. Take it away. We could start in the beginning. No,
I mean, it's mindset
it's too
mastery.
long.
So what I really want to give people in this episode is like, how do you and I come together? How do we, have a goal, have a set plan? And of course, life comes and has its own plan, but how do we stay on track? How do we continue to reach new goals? And we're going to share today the reality of like, shit has been hard. Life is always in a life. And I never want people to get the impression that it's easy because
Yeah,
it's
it's
not.
definitely not. It's definitely not.
Like, real quick, what are we juggling right now? What are all the things that we're juggling right
I mean, we're juggling not only our careers, but we also have, side things that we're doing as far as our careers go. We're juggling two children. We're juggling managing our au pair. We're juggling moving to a new state. We're also juggling jumping from Airbnb to Airbnb until our home is, completed.
This is our third, just
Yeah.
FYI, this is our third Airbnb in the last 6 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
It's only been 6 weeks.
And it feels like we've been on this journey for double. But yeah, so we're juggling a lot of things, right?
Mhm.
Hubby has an app coming out. You will hear promos
You'll
on my
definitely
end
hear it.
coming soon. But there's side projects like we're two people from New York, right? Who moved to the South to have an easier lifestyle, a slower paced lifestyle. And I can proudly say that we still carry that New York hustle. We're just trying to do it smarter. We're not trying for it to lead to burnout. We're trying to set up our family financially,
Hmm.
emotionally, spaciously. We want to be more with nature. We want to have more farmland. Like we want to be with, and we want to just cultivate a beautiful life experience for our children, for ourselves.
Exactly. Hmm.
And that, I think the facade on Instagram, that I'm not gonna lie, I kind of fell into, and I feel not bad, but it's like that's why I'm so clear about being honest these days.
Hmm.
Like, it's not that I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm making all this money and everything is grand. And it's like, we had to work and we are working to have this lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's midnight. It is 12:08. Okay. And we're recording this podcast because I'm going on a business retreat this week. I don't
Hmm.
have any other time to do it. And the kiddos are asleep right now. So we're getting to work. Right. Like again, I'm not here for the burnout.
Right. Right.
So what do you think is different? Right. Like in New York, we were really unhappy, to be honest, when it came to work-life balance.
Yeah. I would say one of the things that I've noticed is just the environment. Honestly, I won't lie to you. In New York, there's a lot of things to do that are not productive and don't lead to
For us.
for us, correct.
That's our
Hmm.
experience. Yeah.
That were not productive for me, for you. Getting off of work, it was like, all right, what are we gonna
Happy
do?
hour here, happy hour there,
Exactly, spending wild
spend
bread.
money, consume
Um,
calories.
hmm And it's
Be
just
tight that you didn't have enough money for other things
right.
when you blowing it there. I mean, that's literally, it's all
Hmm.
on us. But it was the lifestyle.
But yeah, it was easier to get roped into certain things when we were in New York. I would say now that we've pulled away from New York, we're in another state and so forth. We're in the South where it's a lot slower, it's a lot calmer. I feel like you get a lot of your time back, um, or you just realize that there's time there. And so yeah, no, I like that. I think that's one of the big things that's changed for us.
Sorry. Our children are literally fighting right now. They must have knocked heads sleeping. Maybe hopefully they don't wake up. There's Maya. She is up. Lord have mercy. Okay. Hopefully we can finish this episode in one clipping, one recording. So yeah, so moving to the South, having more space, and I will be honest when I say that. I mean, I was a New Yorker my entire life. I've only spent the last 5 years out of my 31 years alive living in the South. So
Mhm.
a lot of my conditioning is to be a go-getter type A personality for me. Hustle, 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 like no sleep. Like I'm very much still trained to be that way. And it almost gives me a high. Like it's unhealthy. So
Mhm.
being super honest, it's very unhealthy. I definitely have for me the go-getterness of like I will grind, grind, grind until I get the job done at whatever cost. And moving to the South has allowed me to reel that part of me in and be like, chill, Jalissa. Like,
Mhm.
chill the F out. You're doing a lot.
Yeah. Though we do be doing a
I
lot.
mean, we
We
do.
do
So
be
let's
doing a
talk
lot.
about that, right? Because we are doing a
Yeah,
lot.
we do be doing a lot.
But I don't feel, I
Like, yeah, it doesn't feel like I'm doing as much as I was doing before, even though I'm doing a lot
we're
more.
definitely doing more. It just, maybe it's the gratitude, maybe it's the environment here in the South, maybe it's a lifestyle that me and you have
Hmm.
cultivated together for us, for our children. We are most definitely handling more spinning plates. It's a fact.
Yeah,
But I would, like life, you evolve, and that's always going to happen. It's just a matter of how is your energy throughout all of the things that you're doing, and how is your mindset? Our mindsets, both of us, you and I both,
true.
have expanded greatly, which I think has allowed us to have more spinning plates and it not feel like complete turbulence internally.
Indeed, indeed. I mean, and not to toot your horn,
Thank
even though I will,
you.
I think you have a lot to do with that as far as our mindset and as far as how we look at the smaller details and even the bigger picture of how we run our lives. I think that with your profession and so forth, you've had that kind of like that change, at least with me. And it's something that I see in even our children now, as they're getting older, everyone's able to like freely speak their mind, um, and just really be who they are. And so, yeah, no, props for that.
Yeah,
Props for that. Yeah,
thank you. I mean,
you be
obviously,
doing
this
it.
is my profession,
Hmm.
right? But what you guys don't see behind closed doors is that Delroy actually grounds me a lot. Like I said before, I can definitely be the one that's like, let's do more things, new things every day, all the time. Like
Hmm.
I don't know, like it's still something that I'm working on, that I'm healing. It's just something within me that I, I guess I can say that my nervous system still feels a little unsafe if I'm not pushing it to the max. Um, yeah, I mean, that's just really what it is for me. And Delroy is a different person. Like, even though he was also spent most of his upbringing in New York, Delroy is, I mean, you're from Jamaica,
Yeah.
born in
So
Brooklyn.
born in Brooklyn, raised in Jamaica. I'm an island boy, just trying to
I
make it. I knew you was going to do that. I knew you was going to do that. Yeah, nah. But yeah, I'm an island boy, so I grew up. There's always the hustle. The hustle mentality is always back there. You got to make this money. You got to get it. But there's also the backside of that where it's like, yo, just chill,
Shoot.
just walla meds and just irie out, just relax and just let things be. It's not all in our control all the time, so we got to chill and do what you can, of course, but let what can be done for you be done for you. And so, yeah, you definitely was on a speed for a long time, and I think the South really helped you to relax a bit.
You did
Hmm.
too, though.
Hmm.
You still helped me relax. Like, I think it was this past Saturday or Friday. Friday night? No, Thursday night. One of these nights I took out your hair.
Hmm.
Right here. Straighten
Hmm.
it up. Took out your hair. And I'm not gonna lie, because I had all these deadlines for work. Still me, y'all. I'm still me. I'm still doing the work.
Hella deadlines.
Hell, I have so many deadlines coming up right now. I don't know how it is that the business is getting so ramped up for me in this move. It's like all the things are happening now. And I am actually being more conscious of like, let's push that off for the next 2 weeks. Let's handle this next month. Like, I'm getting really good at deciphering what needs immediate attention and what doesn't. And that's been like my CEO in training. I mean, for the past almost 5 years now. But the last 2 years, I've really been like getting better at pushing. What I still fall into like a mind trap sometimes is thinking that everything has to happen one after the other. And that mimics my life,
Mm.
right? Like what I teach my entrepreneurs. So in my business, if y'all don't already know this, like I'm a mindset coach. I began as a traditional psychotherapist, and what I really do is help people heal trauma because it affects the way that you do things in life. And I specifically help mothers and entrepreneurs. And so, what I specifically teach my entrepreneurs is that your business is a direct reflection of the way that you run your life. And it's the fact, right? Like when I'm planning things out for the year, 12 months divided into 4 quarters, and I have my quarterly meeting with my team, for example, this launch for the motherhood program, like I was doing everything like back to it's like webinar here, this here. And it was like, Jalissa, why not take a 2 week break after you just did that full presentation for 4 weeks, launched? Because my initial thought is like, okay, if you just finished, the program should begin the next day, like, or the next week. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
I know within me, I still struggle with this core root of feeling scarce. And I'm admitting this on my podcast as a someone who has mastery over their mindset. I was telling my clients the other day, they were like, well, how do you live a life? How can I get to the point where I just will stop being negative? Let me tell you, it will drastically go down. For you, Delroy and I
Yeah.
are testaments of that. It drastically goes down, but we would not be human if we didn't struggle with the spectrum of emotions, which is grief, sorrow, unhappiness,
Anxiety.
anxiety.
Mhm.
Like I always say that my resilience, my insight is a plus because I know myself very well. I can catch myself when I'm in these bad moods or bad thought processes, and my resiliency is thick. Like the shit that we went through 5 years ago has nothing on what we go through today.
True.
And we are handling it and moving through life so much easier, swifter,
Mhm.
gliding. Even through, let's talk about the pivots the past 3 months that we've had to do.
From the first, were you talking about like from the first Airbnb?
We can bring it back to
3 months.
your birthday, because that's when all the change started happening. Right. So like we'll say if you haven't been following us and you don't really know me or know us, manifestation happens pretty quickly for us. If you guys know anything about what's it called? Human design, my archetype is a manifester, and my husband's is a manifesting generator, correct? Or you're
Nope,
just a
I'm just a
He's just a
generator.
generator. Not just, he's a generator. And I'm not super, like I know about these things, but I don't know it well enough to teach it. I just know that in my life, the things that I want, I don't want to say I get like I'm cocky, but I align. Universe works with me. I don't want to say it's easy, but I have a lot of confidence and faith that if I want something and it's for the betterment of all people and it does harm to no one, I'm gonna get it.
Mm-hmm. And I know that if I want something, I tell it to her.
And then he
And then
generates my
and then she'll manifest it, you know?
And in my head, there is never a no. The answer is never no. It's like, okay, I can't do this. How can I make this?
Mm-hmm.
Especially like even the real estate agents thought I was a little, I don't want to say crazy, but they just thought I was very too optimistic. And I'm like, y'all don't understand, like life just works out for me because I make it. I don't want to say I make it work out for me, like I'm forcing it, but me and God, me and the universe are like this, like so tight that it's like, it's gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna work.
Yeah, you just have to put faith behind it. I mean, a lot of the things that we do it
Balls.
on a not I wouldn't say on a whim, because obviously, you know, it's something that we've thought about. But when we think about it very quickly. It's rapid. It's like
It's an
boom, boom,
intuitive
boom, boom,
feeling
boom, boom, boom. Oh
of
yeah, I want to
clarity.
do this. Wow, me too.
Yes.
Oh, okay. What do you think the process would be like to do something like that? Oh, let's call this person up and see what it's like. And we get to moving, pretty much.
Yes. And I would say it's all based upon the intuitive hit. For me, it's the internal feeling in my body and my heart. Then when my heart is set on something that I want, it's like, oh my God, I get excited.
Mm-hmm.
I get very excited. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, like this is gonna work. My brain goes a mile a minute in excitement of like, oh my God, this thing is gonna be so good for us. Well, if you know anything about manifestation, the the way to manifest is to feel as if it's already happening. And when I get so locked in on something, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's already, I get so
Passionate.
excited.
You get
I get
passionate
so
about it.
passionate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like, you know what I'm thinking about?
What?
Okay, super random, but I promise it's aligned. Before we got married, when I graduated with my
Okay.
master's, with from mental health counseling,
Mm-hmm.
or for mental health counseling. Um, Me and my girlfriends went on a trip to Mexico. So
Oh,
funny,
I
and I'm
remember
going there next
Mexico. I
week.
remember
Oh my,
Mexico.
the reason why
Yes.
I'm bringing this up is because I was young, what was I, like 21, graduating with my master's? I was something along those lines, years wise. And we were drinking, getting drunk on an island. It was all fun. Me and the girls, we were celebrating our graduations. And we made friends at the resort. And I had said that you were gonna be my husband.
Oh, yes. I remember there was a married couple,
There was a married couple
right? You
there.
guys got to party with
We got
them.
to party with
Mm-hmm.
them and their whole crew, all the things that I would FaceTime you at night.
I think you
Giving you
even, yeah, invited them to our future wedding.
okay, so I was a little buzzed, and I
Yeah.
had invited them to our future wedding. And then I remember the guy asking me, like, when is the wedding date? And I wasn't even engaged. We weren't
Yeah, we
engaged.
weren't engaged.
And
Right.
I just knew, and I was so the thing about manifestation and about life, I always teach my clients that love is always the answer. Love is it's the most potent frequency that you can be. It charges it's such an igniting charge, and it's such a wholesome vibration that I mean, what is life if you are not loved and loving? What is the point of living if you're not experiencing love in any
Mm,
capacity? It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be with, humans are social creatures.
right.
We're meant to be surrounded by love. So if you do things through love, all is well, like literally, right? And so when I was in Mexico, and I was like, oh my God, come through, come through, come to the wedding. And then the guy asked me, he was like, when's the wedding date? And he was like, we found out that I didn't have a wedding date. And he was like, are you engaged? And I said, no. And only in that moment did I feel silly,
A little bit, probably.
a lot of it, and thinking like I was ahead of myself, but like people just don't be
Mhm.
knowing.
Like, you know,
I
I mean,
just know.
listen, when you know something, you know something.
Thank you for tuning into Mindset Mastery with Julissa Edwards. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe to the podcast to receive future episodes packed with valuable insights. Remember to follow us on social media at thehealthy.highperformer for more inspiration, tips, and updates. If you found this episode helpful, we'd appreciate it if you could share it with your network and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your support means the world to us as we continue to empower high performers like you. Until next time, keep mastering your mindset and thriving as a healthy high performer.